Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dr. Crypto here, and I hope everybody is doing well. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about CRO, Bitcoin, and also about a little bit about the stock markets as well, because today we've got a very pivotal moment today in the stock market regarding inflation data that is coming out. So I'll get into that in just a little while. But before I start, smash that like button and give us a subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated. And yeah, over last week, obviously, we had that big pullback, and Monday was absolutely a bloodbath. But we sort of rallied up yesterday. Bitcoin went up to around about, 97,400. And then gradually, it's just pulled back a little bit at the moment. We're sitting at around about that 97,136. So I think a lot of the altcoins have made a little bit of a move up. But obviously, a lot of hesitation at the moment because they're all waiting for today's data to come out. But obviously, at the moment, because of that bloodbath, we've seen a lot of altcoins down still. 10, 20, 30, some of them are still down, 40% sort of thing. So obviously on the weekly, again, it looks like a lot of the altcoins are still down 5%, 10%, 20% at the moment. But on the daily, have had a little bit of a pickup. You can see Hex up 13%, Lido up 8.7%, and XRP, again, it's been killing it. I'm glad I still own my XRP because I still own my XRP back in from 2020. And I accumulated a little bit more in the bear market, not much, but I did accumulate a little bit more. And it's certainly been paying off dividends. And I haven't actually sold any yet, even though we had that massive move up 400%. But I'm holding tight because I think 2025 is definitely going to be a bullish year for the markets. But I'm watching the Dixie today very, very carefully. That is something I want to watch because obviously I want the Dixie to drop down like a ton of bricks, because obviously if the Dixie drops down today, then obviously you're going to see the stock markets potentially rally and also the stock crypto market as well. So I'm watching this very carefully. You've got some key levels of area of support down here, which I'm watching out for as well. So obviously today, like I said, is a big day. I'm also watching the stock markets like the S&P 500 as well. We've got an area of support right now, because we've come down around about 5% at the moment on the S&P 500. We've come down, so I'm watching that area of support very carefully. Now, obviously, today it doesn't come out very favourable today. We could move further down to the downside. We've got a lot of support down here. So I'm watching that very, very carefully. But one coin I am watching very, very carefully is CRO, because I own a big bag of CRO, and it really hasn't really changed too much from I did the videos yesterday or the day before. We've actually, like I said, we've just been downtrending, higher highs, higher lows, and we've just been downtrending down to the downside, and we're currently sitting at around about that 13.5 pence at the moment. Got a lot of support around there. We did wick down actually down to around about 12. So obviously we wicked straight back up there, created that area of support still. And like I said, no, at the end of the day, we can look what happens other times where we've had these falling wedges. We've risen to the upside. Yes, we've come out. Look at that. Exactly same kind of thing. Wick down. That was back in January 2023. And then whipped back up, went sideways, and then rallied to the upside. We've had that big falling wedge here, and then that giga pump, which we had from where we were down around about that 7 cent, all the way up to around about that 23 pence. So obviously, now we've come back down, basically created another falling wedge. And I'm hoping that all he's going to take is with CRO is to get Crypto.com to mention some burns, get more data regarding burns regarding the Cronos chain, or just getting some good news regarding like the exchange going live in Hong Kong, or we just get some more bullish news regarding licenses, for example. That can help move it all. So fundamentals mixed in with burns, that is going to be a good catalyst to get us up there, because at the end of the day, I've said this in other videos, we should be up at about 50 pence at the moment. We should be right up there, not where we are right now, because we've seen BitGet and we've seen BNB making big moves to the upside, and it's just seen the only one at the moment seems to be Crypto.com CRO native token, just seems to be flatlined at the moment, and we can see money flow's been coming out. All it is, once it gets more, because obviously we've got the Crow Farm, fantastic, but we want the whole crypto market talking about CRO coin. We get a big giga pump today or something like that, or we get some really big announcement from Crypto.com or the Cronos chain, and the word goes around on X, that is going to get hyping. Because at the end of the day, what I want to see is, I want to see CRO get a load of hype, people hyping up behind it, all these other big influencers out there, not just part of the Crow Farm, but the external influencers out there, like the crypto dailies, those kind of individuals starting to talk about CRO, like we did in 2021, where we got the announcement of those burns. We had Guru Whale mentioning CRO back in 2021 when we got those burns and we really pumped nearly to $1. And we got everybody talking about it. And that FOMO was pushing up that price. That's what we want. We want FOMO coming in. And we also want people out there talking about CRO. And that will get, hopefully, us moving towards the upside. But at the moment, we're on this falling wedge. Look, if at the end of the day, if we break down to the downside today, then we could drop down. I say this again, 11 pence. I don't want it to. I really do not want it to. All I want to do is see CRO go to the upside. But at the moment, if we do break down, then we could come back down to around about that 12 pence and then down to 11 pence. They're the areas I'm watching for support at the moment for CRO. There's nothing really much down there in support, but that's the levels I'm watching for at the moment. So hopefully that's not going to happen. Hopefully it's all bullish. But don't forget, like I said, 2025 is super bullish. Don't forget, we've got also the crypto ball happening with Donald Trump this weekend. So I wonder what they'll be all talking about as well. And I wonder if Chris is going, like all the other CEOs from the exchanges as well. So it'd be good to see if we're going to get some positive news come out. But overall, CRO, I'm holding on to. I've got a big bag, and I'm hoping it's going to be to the upside. I hope $1 is coming sooner rather than later. But look at it. Other tokens that are on the Cronos chain at the moment, looking at core, nothing's really happened at the moment. It's just sort of sitting around about that sideways action. So for me personally, I have DCA'd in a little bit into core. It's sitting at 27.6 million at the moment. Now, once we start, if we get alt season and we start pumping to the upside, we're going to see later on in the year, these kind of coins really start moving to the upside. So I'm accumulating along this sideways action at the moment because it's not going to take much for it to move out of this range back up to the upside. So hopefully we can break this area of resistance, this downsloping trend at the moment, break out of that, and I can see us going back to all-time high. Another coin that I have accumulated, I'm holding, is Merry, because it's not going to take much for that to actually really pump back up to all-time high. We're in this massive cup and handle, break out of this handle, and we're going up. And it's not going to take much. Crypto.com gets listed, we're straight up, and that's what I'm thinking at the moment because we're sitting at a 14 million. And look at the core sitting at 27.5 million, and we're sitting at 14 million. We've got a long way to go. I think some good news from Crypto.com will resolve that problem and make us go, oh, actually, if we get listed on any other exchange as well. But we can see the oscillator down here is starting to turn green as well. We had that little bit of a move from the downward support line, and now we are pushing up to the upside. So hopefully get some good news. We're going to be all good. But Bitcoin at the moment as well, looking at that, we still haven't really changed much. We did go up to about 97.5 yesterday because obviously we got that good data that came out from the US, which was the PPI data, which came out at 0.2%, beating forecast of 0.4. So obviously we had the stock markets had a bit of a rally, and then obviously we had a bit of a sell-off after that. But then we had Bitcoin also going up to around about that 97.5, and then actually had a little bit of a pullback and came back down to around about that 96.5. But at the moment, we're just range bound at the moment. Got a lot of support down here around about that $90,000 to $91,000. If we drop down, I think we could come down to about that $86,000 if today's data is not very favorable. We could come back down to that $86,000 potentially if we break the support at $91,000. But we can see money inflow on the oscillator is starting to come back in again. So hopefully we get some good data come out today, which is going to be really good. And what is that data? What's coming out today in the United States of America? We can see here, we've got basically coming out core CPI data. And obviously that core CPI data is forecasted at 0.3. Now, if we come below 0.3, that's going to be really bullish for the crypto market and the stock market. So hopefully that data is going to be really positive. So today's data is definitely going to be a market mover in my opinion. And we can see here Benjamin also said here CPI, which is now today, with a labour market good news is bad news, right? Now, because lower unemployment means the market has to ask why the Fed is cutting, sending the long end higher. Meaning at the moment, the Fed may not do any rate, with that kind of data, may not do any rate cuts at all. That's always a possibility. But also he says here, but the inflation, I think, is good news. Like I said before, if that data comes below 0.3, then obviously that is going to be super bullish for the markets. and it's going to be good news. If inflation is not as bad as expected, then it would likely help slow the long end down from this rise. So all eyes on today. Everybody in stock markets will be watching today, and the crypto markets as well. And no doubt Jerome Powell and the committee will be also watching it today. But looking at the Ethereum ETFs, we've got 1.2 million. Nothing really to shout out about that. Bitcoin ETFs, we had outflows came out of $209,000. And some people have been calling, is the bull market over? My personal opinion, not financial advice, I really don't think so. The CBBI is sitting at around about 79%. Now, every time we've topped out, it's always been around about 96, 99, 98, and we're sitting here at around about 79. So in my opinion, I really do not think at the moment that we've topped out. Don't get me wrong, we could get like a black swan event at any time and have a big pullback. But overall, the market, in my opinion, is waiting for today. Get that news today. Anything below 0.3, it's going to be super bullish. I'm watching CRO and Crypto.com very carefully as well as the Dixie. But hopefully, regarding Crypto.com, we get some good news. We get more data regarding Burns from the Cronos chain. I would like to see more data. They've got it on their website, but they've got no information about it. So hopefully the Cronos chain will come out with more information, which will be super bullish. And hopefully Crypto.com, you never know, they may come out with something about Burns as well. Coupled with fundamentals, we're super bullish. So I'm holding tight at the moment, sitting on my hands, just waiting to see what happens today. So give us a like and give us a subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next video. Take care.